Hey there, Sagittarius Sun, Sagittarius Moon, Sagittarius Rising. Welcome to your reading for the full moon that is happening in Virgo. It's happening at 16 degrees and 40 minutes of Virgo at 7:40 a.m. Eastern Time Zone in the U.S. It could be happening for you on the 7th or the 8th of March, depending on where in the world you are. I did put a time zone calculator in the description box below to help you locate that. So we're going to take a look. It's so interesting. You got Virgo energy here. Okay, so we're going to take a look at what was the lesson. What was the lesson you were supposed to learn this full moon? Full moons are always seeded as new moons, and it was seeded on September 7th of 2021. So think back this September 7th of 2021 and what kind of things are really on your mind during that time frame. So that new moon was in trine with Uranus and Taurus at 14 degrees, while Uranus and Taurus is now at 16 degrees, so it's still trining this energy, and it was trining Pluto in Capricorn. It was pretty loose at 22 degrees, and now it's at like 29, so it's a very loose again, but it's actually kind of out of the realm, but it's still there in that Capricorn energy, so it's trining it by sign, and so it's about the deconstruction and the reconstruction, the reorganizing of things around areas of spiritual growth and development, around your physical body, around finances, around where you are trying to grow and create stability in your life. So over the last year and a half, what were you really focused on? Because you have completed a portion of that journey. There is a completion that comes with a full moon, and then it's kind of like, where do you level up from here? Because it's cyclical, and so it always keeps going around. But so hopefully you're elevating and moving forward, and you have the card here of the Hermit, which is Mercury in this energy of Virgo here. And so Mercury right now, where the heck is Mercury? Like he's not really a player in this particular thing. He's in Pisces. So he's where is he? He's at 8 degrees. He's at 8 degrees. He's at 8 degrees of Pisces. So okay, yeah, he's within opposition of this, and so that's interesting. So the questions are, what have you learned? What wisdom have you gained in some area of your life? Now, Mars was opposing the new moon, and it's now squaring off with the full moon, and so again, it's this energy of making choices and decisions that support you. So you were asked to go within. You were asked to go within, Sagittarius, over the past year and a half and discover where your thoughts, right, Mercury energy, right, where your thoughts and belief systems that you've had, the idea that you were not good enough. Because you have the card here of self-sabotage, poverty, consciousness. You're not good enough, you're not rich enough, you're not smart enough, you're not capable enough. And you're supposed to be learning how to overcome that, how to move through that energy. Sometimes it helps to look at, you've probably over the course of the last year and a half, like really kind of gone down the rabbit hole of, why do I feel that way? Who put these ideas into my head? Was it me? Did it come from someone else? How can I overcome them? And so there is this ability here, this opportunity here to understand that your thoughts become your reality, right? The thoughts that you think manifest. And so this awareness being brought back to you about using this full moon as an opportunity to understand that the negative stories that you tell yourself, the things that you say about yourself that were probably imprinted along the way from other people's nastiness or their inability to parent properly, or bosses that didn't, whatever, whoever has told you that you weren't good enough to be financially stable, and this really feels like this is around finances, but it also could be like that feeling of you work really hard, you get everything organized, you're right at the area where you could be successful, and then you think, I can't do it, and then all of a sudden it all blows up. And it's because of your thoughts, right? And so learning to speak to ourselves the way we would speak to our best friend. Always encouraging, always lifting. Yes, there's an honesty that needs to come in, right? There is an honesty. But because this is Mercury in Virgo, it's about how you organize your thoughts and how you organize the things around finances and your life balance, right? And so so I had my father-in-law. He said to me once, well, every time money comes in, it goes right back out, and that's how it was for him. And when he said it to me, it made me think, oh, that's how it always is, because my mom used to say the same thing, and it just triggered that response. And so for me, having to overcome the idea that just because money comes in doesn't mean it has to go right back out. It's a journey of my life, right? And so you may have something like that is going on too. And so this self-sabotage and this poverty consciousness, where you are supposed to level up next. What do you do now? We have the card of the talisman. And so she's standing there in her power, understanding that she holds the magic in her hand, and there's the road ahead. And so you have the opportunity to recognize that you're crafting your reality through your thoughts, through your words, through your actions, and through your self-belief. And so what to release with this full moon would be the lower vibrational energies that have been attached to you, either from things that people have said, things that you have also repeated, whether you've done it consciously or not. And so bring an awareness to the fact that I am lucky. I am lucky. Things have fallen into place for me. That kind of energy. And looking for the talisman, I feel like the talisman allows you to really see where it is that you need to go next. And also, you're not in alone, because this card is called the Solitaire, and this one, she's all alone. And I think you're not really all alone, because in this one, we've got the magic of this dragon wrapped around her arm, helping her. And so even if you're single, you're like, well, no, I'm alone. You're not, because Spirit is always with you. Your Spirit Guide team is always there to help you. I'm going to look at this talisman card. A lesson truly learned is crystallized as earned wisdom. You have all you need for the success you seek. Wisdom allows you to recognize the traps on the road and familiar patterns that you want to avoid. It also enables you to quickly gather information about where you are on your journey. It helps you to recognize your allies and know how to find the best routes along the way. Now you're at a place where you know the right things to do and the best choices to make. You really can't commit a mistake. Whatever your inquiry, great fortune awaits you. Great fortune awaits you. For you have the wisdom to arrive at the right decision. You have learned your lessons and earned the right to your success. This hermit, this going within to learn the lessons, you've learned them. And they're asking you to trust yourself and to apply them. And it really comes down to your personal belief and your ability to choose wisely. All right, so we have here the card of express gratitude and embrace change. So be grateful for the lessons along the way. The hard things, right? Because that's where the wisdom is gained. You know, if everything came easy to you, what have you learned? Oh, really, what have you learned? Where's the wisdom in that? Oh, I just get whatever I want whenever I want it. No, wisdom comes from life experience. It comes from doing the hard stuff and recognizing that you can overcome, you can succeed, you can climb the mountains, you can do the work. And when you realize that, that's a gift. It is a hard fought for gift. It is a hard fought for, it's like king of the mountain kind of energy. You had to battle your way up there. And sometimes when you're at the top and you can see more of what's going on, you still have to remember that it is easy to tumble off the hill. And you have to remember that that was hard fought for, and you need to hang on to that knowledge and that wisdom and apply it. So you have the card of embrace change and express gratitude. Changes are coming. Be grateful for the challenges. They are what made you who you are. They are what gave you this wisdom that you can apply in this next new cycle that allows you to advance things in a way that you want. And so Saturn is moving into Pisces. Saturn is going to help you to construct a scaffolding, a structure around your dreams. Everything isn't just out there anymore. Oh my God, look at this. You have the self-reliance. Don't be afraid to fly solo. The card of solitaire. You know what? You're fine. And you don't need, it is nice. It is nice when we have companionship along the way, whether it is, momentary companionship like a friend or a co-worker or a significant other that helps us on our journey and everything. But ultimately, it comes down to knowing we don't need someone to pick us up and dust ourselves off because we can do it for ourselves, right? We can do it for ourselves. And so you have the card of self-reliance. Don't be afraid to fly solo. Put your crown on. It doesn't matter, if you have someone in your life, of course you want to work with them, but we are getting ready to have the North Node move into Aries, and Aries energy is the me energy versus the we energy, and so it is okay for you to rely on yourself while being in a balanced partnership. This is about you believing in yourself in a way that maybe you haven't before, and trusting your own intuition and your inner guidance, and knowing that you can overcome whatever it is, whether you're overcoming this feeling of loneliness because in a relationship arena of your life, or overcoming financial difficulties, or overcoming people think I'm stupid, or whatever it is. Whatever negative stuff has been foisted on you, imprinted on you, that has chained you down and held you down and allowed you to forget how magnificent you are, that you are a child of light, that you are a child of wisdom, that you are a child of the stars. It is time for you to reclaim who you are. You have two great gemstones to work with here. You have orbicular jasper. Okay, this is unlimited possibilities. Relaxing the flow of a happy life. What goes around comes around. Attract goodness and love. What goes around comes around. What comes out of your mouth. How you communicate to yourself about yourself is what manifests and creates. So my life glides forward with ease. I am mindful and I think and act with positive power. It seems odd to have to say that to a Sagittarius, and yet it's almost as though that optimism needed to be grounded into a reality. Like, it's okay to be optimistic, but of course you have to do the work to manifest. And optimism on its own is kind of like blowing hot air into a balloon, and it floats for a while, but eventually it has to come down, right? The air runs out. And so using optimism to lift something up so that you can see higher, to see what the next step is, that's wonderful. Okay, I'm optimistic about the future. I can see where it's going, and now I have to take the next practical action step. And that's when you pull back you put the arrow on the bow, right? You pull it back and you shoot. You can't just be optimistic. You have to do things. But I love this. You have the water balance tourmaline, which says, yes, optimism and joy is great. My heart is open to giving and receiving love. I transform the world around me by focusing on divine love and gratitude. And gratitude, right? So open your heart to love, feel unconditional love and support, bridge the spiritual connection between heaven and earth, and an opportunity to increase romance. Don't be afraid to fly solo. Don't be afraid to make choices and decisions that benefit you, that you know are the right things to do. Don't be afraid if you have an idea and nobody else is on board with it. Whether this is like a career or a creative idea, something you want to do, and everybody thinks you're nuts. What do you do that? If you believe it and you can see it, then you can achieve it. You can do this. You don't need anyone's permission to be you, except your own. All right, Sagittarius, I love your reading so much. You guys take really good care. Thanks for supporting this channel with hitting that thumbs up. I truly appreciate it. And I will see you again soon.